So I'm about 9.5 weeks out from my fitness competition, and I just wanted to talk about what I've been doing thus far for my fitness competition. So normally I always start at about 12 weeks out. So really when I'm saying start, that means like I'm getting really focused and narrowing down, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Basically telling myself like every single day or every single week, I'm gonna do this, because otherwise I don't really actually prep that hard. So when I was younger, I'd really start like maybe a month or more further out than that, just to really get myself in the game plan. And if I had more weight to lose too, I like to lose weight gradually. I think it's just kind of better that way anyways, to kind of wean stuff out of your diet than to go cold turkey. I feel a lot more deprived when I really have to cut really hard, and I don't like doing that, so I like to start out far and then kind of just slowly grab things out of my diet. So a couple weeks ago, probably like a month or two ago, I was weighing around 148, and I'm about 143 right now. So I'll kind of tell you guys what I've been doing, just kind of lean out a little bit more. So first of all, I just kind of put it in my head that I wanted to do a show, and I've just been telling myself, kind of every day, drink more water, get more protein, get more vegetables, and yeah, so I've just kind of been putting that in less sugar too. So kind of just been putting in my head to do all those things, and just starting very, very slowly with those things. I don't have to do anything big or giant. That kind of just helps me lose weight right there. Just putting those little small things, just drinking more water, I'm gonna eat less food. If I can just eat just a little bit less sugar, that all really adds up over time. And so that's been really helpful to do. I hadn't really been tracking my food until I got to around 12 weeks. But when I really started tracking my food, that also really helps a lot, because because you have to write it down. I don't tend to eat as much extraneous stuff, partly for the fact that it's really horrible to write stuff down all the time. If you eat like 2 chips or like 5 gummy bears, you have to remember that to write it down. So that also just helps just in general, because it's just fucking annoying writing that stuff down. But then also just seeing what you have been eating over time. I haven't really ever used my FitPal. I've usually just written out my food. Like I would write out a half a banana, 1/4 cup of oatmeal, like that way, so I can kind of track it that way, portion sizes. But I've tried to do it this time around with my FitPal to kind of look at macros and look at calories and nutritional intake. So I'll let you know how that goes, how I like that towards the end of my fitness competition, and whether I keep up with that. But that is what I'm doing right now to keep track of it. And it's so interesting just to see what happens with your food during your day, and to compare it and stuff. So that's been super, super, super helpful. Also just giving yourself some goals, or just some check-in points, really. I don't know if they're goals, but more check-in points. So ways to evaluate yourself. So weight is one of them. So, like I weighed myself a couple months ago and I was 148, and now I'm 143. So I know that I'm on the right track. Body fat is another one that I've been doing. I've never done my body fat before during a show, and I was at 25% body fat, like 12 weeks, and now I'm around 22% or maybe a little bit lower. I did 2 different methods to track my body fat, which I don't advise if you're trying to see how to lose weight, but I thought this one would be better, so I'm trying to switch over from the bod pod to the DEXA scan. So I will let you know more about that in another video. But being able to track your body fat or track your weight, it gives you a goal. It gives you something to look at, something tangible, so you know you're on the right track. For me, it's so helpful when I can see myself changing or making little strides. It's really, really hard to keep motivated if you don't see any change in your body. And that usually happens the first couple weeks. You're not going to see a lot of change in your body when you start something new, and it's very frustrating and it's hard to keep yourself motivated. So that is one thing. If you can get past those first couple weeks and you start to see a little bit of change, and now, you know, like I've seen my weight go down, I've seen my body fat go down. So I'm more motivated to keep that and not regress, because it takes a lot more time to build that up. Another thing that I've been trying to do is to really buy more groceries and eat out less. I'm still not the best at that right now, and I'm really gonna have to start digging into that. Now, coming up on 9 weeks, 8 weeks, I'm gonna really have to start making more food and getting in more whole foods. I am a busy girl. A lot of times I do foods, and as you get down there, as I'm losing more weight, I can't do as many of those convenient foods as I have been used to doing. So my convenient foods that I usually kind of go to are protein bars, protein shakes, you know, whether it is just mixing stuff in, you know, and going out the door, or whether it's actually putting it in a blender and mixing it. That's, you know, good too. Greek yogurt with nuts, I love doing that. Frozen stuff, so every now and then I'll do like frozen veggie burgers or frozen vegetables. Eggs is a big one for me. I can still do eggs for quite a while and Greek yogurt for quite a while, but those are just convenient foods that I like to go to a lot. And so that's one of the things that I'm going to be concentrating on, is making more food. So coming up, so what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be tracking my progress a little bit more. I'm so busy lately that I haven't been prioritizing it. If I really want to do this fitness competition, I really have to prioritize it. So I'm going to be tracking my progress more, because that's going to make me more motivated. And I'm going to be being more prepared, because preparation helps for your lack of motivation. Like if I'm more prepared and I have the right food in my house, I'm not going to want to eat as much chocolate, snacks, you know, I'm not going to get as hungry during the day, so I won't binge eat anywhere. So it's very important to be more prepared for me. So being more prepared also means just getting more groceries frequently, making more food, cooking more. That is a big one. So I know that if you can't cook more too, sometimes it's best to do like a meal prep company too. Meal prep company, yeah, or just finding simple meals to make, which I like to make a lot of simple meals. So that is another thing. And then just, you know, thinking about my fitness competition a little bit more, you know, getting my bikini, getting everything ready, will just make me a little bit more motivated to stick with it. So that is kind of what I've been doing and where I'm going to be going to next.